What's up everyone, this is DR with thewowbreakdown 101, and I'm going to go over what I feel is the easiest strat to take down 10-man normal Garrosh in the Siege of Orgrimmar. Now this strategy will not work if you're going to go in the encounter under geared. However, at this point in the tier, I highly doubt that this will be the case. Your raid's DPS will have to be around 1.6 million damage per second to pull this off with ease. Your comp is going to be 1 tank, 2 healers, and 7 DPS. You want at least 1 melee DPS, and the rest ranged if possible. The goal of this strategy is to push Garrosh down in phase 2 without any empowered whirling corruptions going off, so that you can basically bypass one of the mechanics completely. The first thing we're going to do is go over the positioning and strategy for phase 1. In phase 1 you will tank Garrosh on the square across from Garrosh's throne that I have marked with a blue marker in the video now. Everyone will stack up on this point tightly. There will be 2 Iron Star engineers that will channel a skill, and if they complete the channel, the Iron Star will come out. You will want a ranged DPS to take out the Iron Star to the left of the room as you're looking at the throne. If you have a lock, then have them set up a lock portal towards the ad to save more time on moving. Now for the ads. The position that your raid will be in will funnel the ads straight to the tank, making it easy for the tank to pick them up. On the first set of ads, do not open up on them, just blow up the boss as you will be on the pool, and a lot of splash damage will go on the ads, taking them out fast anyways. This will also give your tank a chance to pick up aggro on the ads and get some vengeance build up for the next set of ads. Another thing that this position will do is cause the ads to get hit by the Iron Star, so that you will not have to worry about taking out the small ads. Just stay on Garrosh and let the cleave damage do the work. One thing to note, however, with the ads is when they are up and Garrosh does his war song, try to use an AoE stun to slow the ads damage on the tanks down, and pop CDs on the tank to keep him up through this damage. The wolf ad should always get hit by the Iron Star as he comes into your position using this strategy, and your raid will target switch to this ad once he is in melee range of the tank. Interrupt and blow this ad up fast. It should die within a few seconds, then go back to the boss. The last ability that you will deal with is going to be Desecrated Weapon, which should always drop on your raid. If it drops on your Iron Star raid member, then you have left too early to kill the Iron Star ad. The first weapon that is dropped, you will not have to pop a raid cooldown for, because your raid's DPS will be in its burst phase. Everyone will switch to the weapon and take it out ASAP, and then go back to Garrosh. For the remaining weapons, just ensure that you have a raid cooldown and a healing cooldown for each one. Make absolutely sure that your DPS switches to the weapons hard, taking them out ASAP. Once you push Garrosh into phase 2, you will clean up any ads that are remaining while he is channeling the heart, as any damage done to him at this point will be wasted. If there are no ads up, then you're just going to attack the boss and pull up your resources and blow him up once he comes out of the channel. Continue blowing up the boss until he pulls you into his first transition, and while you are being pulled up, you can still get one more instant cast out for that little bit of extra damage. Try to aim for about 94% life at this point. If you get the Temple of the Crane with the 2 large ads, then you will have all your raid go to the left side first and take out the first ad. Have your ranged DPS go to the bottom of the stairs while taking the ad out. Once the ad is down, your raid will run in front of Garrosh to the other side and take out the last ad. Make sure that your tank is on each of the ads before anyone opens up on him, or else they will more than likely get one shot, as these ads hit very hard. If you get the Jade Temple, just have one group grab the ads on the left side and the other group grab the ads on the right side, and kill the ads as you make your way into the last room and take out the last 2 set of ads. If you get Terrace of the End of the Spring, then you will just run straight up the stairs to the boss while making sure not to DPS until you reach the top of the stairs, so that you can AoE all the ads down ASAP. You will want to pick up the small orbs that drop in the ads in this phase, and there will be large orbs that drop in the other 2 phases that you'll want multiple people near to get the debuff. The debuff will lower the damage that you take from Annihilate that Garrosh will cast as soon as he is active. Now that Garrosh is active in this phase, he will start targeting a random area of the room and do a frontal cone attack called Annihilate that will one-shot anyone caught in it and deal high raid-wide damage to everyone in the raid. You will want your entire raid to stack in melee range of Garrosh, so that it will be the easiest and fastest way to get out of his frontal cone attack. Just have AoE healing ready along with a raid cooldown if needed to survive this phase. The second you come out of your first transition, all of your range will make their way to the throne, including the healers, while your tank pulls the boss to the left side of the throne as you look at it. Melee DPS, make sure you stay on top of Garrosh so that the weapon does not target you. The second the weapon is in the air, you will run to your tank and stack, as you will be dealing with Touch of your Saws, which will mind control 2 random targets that can only be pulled out of their mind control state by hitting 20% life. They will attempt to cast Touch of Your Shaws, which needs to be interrupted. Now you can stun these ads and CC them during this phase. However, I recommend that you just blow them up and hard interrupt them. The reason for doing this is during phase 3, stuns and CCs do not work on these ads, but interrupts do. By doing this, your raid will perfect interrupting mind control targets, and the mind controls in phase 3 will have no issue to your raid, as you will already be used to interrupting them. And you will not accidentally try to stun or CC the targets, which will cause the Touch of Your Shaws to go off. Not to mention, if you stun your buddy, they will remain stunned once they're out of the mind control, and can cause them to lose up to 5 seconds of DPS on the boss, and that is much needed damage. Also guys, do not be afraid of killing your buddy, because the second he hits 20% life, any extra damage that would have brought him below 20% life will be ignored, and he will be brought out of mind control. So go ahead and throw those huge nukes on your buddies to get them out ASAP. After the first set of mind controls have been taken care of, then your raid is going to pop Hero and Burst Pots, blowing the boss up. The reason you're popping Hero in this part of the encounter is so that you can push phase 3 without Empowered Whirling Corruptions going off. This point, your tank should pull the boss to the next stack point along the wall while you deal with the Whirling Corruption. The range will stay stacked at the edge of the wall while not standing in the fire, with their backs next to the last weapon dropped. During the Whirling Corruption, make sure one of your heals keeps the tank up while the other heals gets the raid. During Whirling Corruption, your raid should pop personal cooldowns. If you are topped off on life and pop 1 personal damage reduction cooldown, and the boss is not right on top of you, then you will survive Whirling Corruption even if you do not receive any heals. So don't panic and continue blowing the boss up. You will rinse and repeat, dropping the weapons along the wall. During the 4th and final weapon drop before you go into the second transition phase, you will want to make sure that you have a healing cooldown and a raid cooldown ready for this Whirling Corruption, as your raid will be near Garrosh after moving from the 4th weapon. There will be no mind control phase after the 4th weapon drop, just a Whirling Corruption. Just make sure that your healer keeps the tank topped off during this Whirling Corruption, as they will take large damage. Once you have pulled up the second time, you will be aiming for around 20% life on Garrosh. After coming down from the second transition phase, just pull the boss to the right side of the throne as you're looking at it, and get ready to drop the first weapon and deal with the mind controls fast. The boss should be pushed into phase 3 before the first empowered Whirling Corruption. However, if your damage is just a bit low and one does go off, then spread out and take out the ads ASAP. Now that you're in phase 3, the DPS race is on. You will stack and get ready for the first weapon drop as you blow the boss up. Once the weapon is in the air, then everyone needs to hurry and get stacked on the tank. Now comes the first empowered mind control. Have everyone on them including the tank, and be ready for your hard interrupts. If you have a warrior, then use your disrupting shout to interrupt both ads at once. Once the mind controls are taken care of, then your tank will start to pull Garrosh away from the raid, while everyone else should start to spread out for the empowered Whirling Corruption. Pop a raid cooldown for this and a healing cooldown for this, along with your personals. You will want to make sure that you stay on the move from the puddles during this phase, as they are dangerous and will cause you to die. Once this is over, you will ignore the ads and continue blowing the boss up. These ads do not do much of any damage as long as none of them get empowered, so don't do any AoE and just single target on Garrosh. Once the next weapon drops, everyone will stack on the boss again, and you will deal with your last mind control. If you are having trouble targeting the mind control targets due to the ads in this part of the encounter, and it becomes an issue causing a wipe, then you will want to make a target macro for these mind control ads. After this mind control has been taken care of, spread back out for the second empowered Whirling Corruption. If the second empowered Whirling Corruption does go off, then you're going to pop everything you have left to survive this, as the boss should be at below 5%. Get ready for your achievement and your mounts. Cross those fingers for the good BOAs, and congratulations on your kill. That is all I have for this guide. If it helped you get a kill, then give me a like, share, and subscribe to help me put out more content for you guys. If you did not get a kill and are struggling with Garrosh on this strategy, and it's not working for you, then email me at thewowbreakdown@gmail.com, and I will do my best to help you get your kill, and may do a workshop for you if you want. Have fun, and see you again next time, guys.